And today I will be talking about 5 villains from the Marvel Nemesis video game. Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects was released in September in 2005. That was developed by Electronic Arts, or EA Sports. Before the game, Marvel Nemesis had its own 6-issue comic book series with the same name. The game would unfortunately flop due to its poor story mode, limited multiplayer, and busted AI where it spammed projectiles. This caused significant amounts of damage. With all of that out the way, let's get into today's villains. Starting off at number 5, we have Brigade. U.S. Special Forces platoon were sent to Iraq to carry out a simple mission. As they drop a mysterious package in the enemy's bunker, things suddenly took a wrong turn. A bomb was set off, killing 100 men, but the gas that was ignited from the bomb kept their cellular tissue alive. A criminal scientist known as Ruku used these bodies for his experiment. Ruku combined their body parts with massive cybernetic arms. He fuses their brains into one alien neural network with all their memories. Their minds were mixed into one singular conscience, named Sergeant Rick Londu. Brigade wasn't 100% ready as he suffers from dissociative identity seizures. The minds from these men were also a huge problem. Although his mental state isn't 100% handled, he has to contain himself from mental breakdowns. At number 4, we have Hazmat. Dr. Keith Kilham was a scientist working for the U.S. Defense Board of Science. He was sent to handle a dangerous virus in order to find vaccines for them. However, he managed to become ill and continues pushing through by taking medication. While working on the cure, a terrorist attacked the lab. The virus Keith was containing escaped, and Keith was locked in the lab. So in order to survive, he injects himself with the untested vaccine. As weeks passed, Keith's body began transforming into a living mutation. He would be captured by Dr. Rocco. Fascinated with his mutation, he took advantage of his mutation and began harnessing his power. Giving him an upgrade, he became Hazmat and would join the Imperfects. At number 3, we have Solera. During a troublesome gang war, the gang's leader, known as Kazuya, found out his wife gave birth in another man's home. Upset by this, he burns the house down, killing his wife, but not the child, which is named Reiko. Reiko was found and set for adoption. Years passed and Reiko would do research in coal combustion fuels. One day, an accident will occur where everyone was killed except her. Dr. Rocco found out her and wanted her involved in his experiment. Reiko agrees in participating, and it's revealed that she's mythically resistant to fire. Combining her body with alien crystals, she became a human furnace. This allows her to store a high concentration of energy and would release on target. At number 2, we have Fault Zone. Maria Petrova grew up in Moscow and was a talented dancer as a youngin'. She was considered the youngest ballet dancer in her class. Continuing her passion for dance as a teenager, she was on her way to do a show in LA. However, that's when things went south. A earthquake occurred which led her parents inside the car, including her, elevate into an accident. Her parents died and Maria became paralyzed. This is where her hatred towards the world began. Dr. Rokel was in search for a young test subject for his invention that has the ability of creating geological aftershocks. It requires strong muscle memory for control, and luckily Maria was the perfect choice. Offering her to walk again, she proudly accepts, and she was cybernetically enhanced. Quickly mastering its ability thanks to Rokel, she uses these newfound powers for evil deeds. Finally, our number one, we have the Wink. Vendetta grew up with two magician parents. Her parents were successful as magicians, and her mother persuaded her to come out her shell. As she became a young woman, she became her father's new assistant. She was used in his disappearing trick. Eventually, the mother finds out her husband owed money to the wrong people. She took advantage of the trick into teleporting away, but Vendetta wanted to keep the family together, so she left her mother. The father became more successful as a magician and would face threats from those people, in which he shrugs off. This resulted in his assassination and chemicals thrown into Vendetta's face, scarring her. Hearing this, Rokel finds out that she was in Spain and promised her to see her mother again. She would be fused with a particle reactor in her thigh, allowing control over her molecules. She gained the ability of phasing and short-distance teleportation.